Around the Ozarks is now on your FM radio. Listen to Around the Ozarks mornings with Grace Gooley as I spotlight local people, stories, and podcasts, all while playing the country legends of the 90s and the hit makers of the 2000s. It's on the Ozarks' best country, 105.1 The Bull. It's time for Around the Ozarks News, sponsored by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Advanced Car Care, Smouse Brothers, and United Plumbing. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Forhetz.
Hey there to you. Good morning on this Tuesday that feels like a Monday. Everybody celebrated Memorial Day and marked Memorial Day with a lot of events going on around the Ozarks. We are happy to be back after a week in Guatemala. We will tell you about that in a little bit. But first, we're going to give you some news from around the Ozarks because that's what we do.
All right. Lake of the Ozarks firefighters are trying to figure out what caused a big fire at the Pebble Bay Club restaurant west of Camdenton. Firefighters were called around 3 o'clock in the morning and reported some heavy smoke and flames that could be seen from miles away. Crews found about a quarter of that building engulfed when they got there. Firefighters got it under control in about 45 minutes, but the restaurant does have extensive damage, smoke, water, and fire alike. No injuries reported. The Springfield Planning and Zoning Commission is recommending the city roll back some of the recent sign changes after officials say the new rules caused some unintended problems, such as the commission had voted unanimously to restore several previous sign regulations, including rules on temporary sign, rules on setback distances, like from the curb or from the road to the business, and then some lighting restrictions. Some of the changes, though, that were adopted last year made sign placement more restrictive than they wanted it to. And they said that they didn't match in their revision process what they were going for. So that issue now heads back to the Springfield City Council for a public hearing on June 8th.
Okay, the 8th of June. Missouri voters will decide several major constitutional questions during the August primary election after Governor Mike Kehoe moved 4 amendments to the ballot. One proposal would give lawmakers more power to expand sales taxes as part of a plan to phase out the state income tax. Another would make it more difficult for citizen-led constitutional amendments to pass by requiring approval in every congressional district. The August election is set for the 4th. Springfield Public Schools has approved a guaranteed maximum price of nearly $52 million for a new Pershing Middle School. Board of Education unanimously approved that contract during its last meeting. The new school will feature 48 classrooms, updated fine arts spaces, and a new gymnasium. Groundbreaking ceremony should happen sometime next month.
Okay. Springfield Public Schools will again provide free breakfast and lunches to children this summer through the USDA's Sun Meals program. Meals will be available June 1st through 26th at a dozen schools, including Central, Fremont, Sherwood, and Williams. That program is open to all kids 18 and younger. The goal is to help ensure that kids have access to healthy meals while school is out. Additional sites will open in July. Springfield Public Schools also dealing with about $15 million in damage after last month's historic hailstorm. District leaders say roofs at several of the buildings, about a dozen, were hit hardest, including Williams Elementary and Hillcrest High School. Damage also included HVAC equipment, skylights, and district vehicles. After insurance, SPS expects to pay about $5 million out of pocket. Repairs are expected to take several months.
Yeah, man, the fallout from that hailstorm continues. I mean, individuals are feeling it, businesses feeling it, school districts feeling it, and insurance companies, no doubt, are also feeling it.
Yes.
Because it was a big one. Missouri lawmakers have given final approval to a bill creating a new category of armed school security that would be called Missouri Rangers. The proposal would allow schools, if they choose, they're not forced to, if they choose, though, they could hire or use volunteer guards who would undergo up to 160 hours of training, including de-escalation, close quarters combat, and emergency response. Applicants would also have to pass rigorous physical fitness tests. Governor Kehoe now has until mid-July to decide whether to sign that bill. And
Yes,
several
please.
others. Yeah.
I had a school shooting my senior year of high school. So you can say what you want about school security, but until you've lived through that as a high school student or younger, you know what I mean? Changes things.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think a lot of people's argument would be, well, we're going to have volunteers in there. But they would be trained quite a bit. And when I was reading, the physical fitness test is like what a Marine takes. So it's pretty intense and involved. But
I'm okay if it's a volunteer as long as they're well trained, and especially in the de-escalation, because I mean that would be best case scenario, de-escalation if possible.
Correct.
But if not, I mean, you saw the Oklahoma superintendent who took out the guy,
tackled the kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I call de-escalation right there.
Yeah. Right.
Just tackle him, take him down.
It worked. He was a hero for doing that for sure.
Yeah.
In Springfield, the new agri-hood development, like neighborhood, but agriculture, agri-hood development is being planned for Southwest Springfield.
Did you come up with that?
Huh?
Did you come up with that name?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was just curious because, sometimes you can make up new words too. So
I could be clever, but
I know.
not this time.
I just thought maybe you put it together.
Nope, that ain't me. Valiant Management Group says it hopes to break ground in August on the third Harvest project along South Scenic, just north of Republic Road. The development would combine housing with an active farm-to-table dinners, cooking classes, and a farm stand, like a produce stand. Plans call for about 110 housing units surrounding the central farm area, and developers estimate the project will cost between 16 and 18 million bucks.
You want me to move there, don't you?
Interesting, right?
Move there. He's like, please move there, learn a thing or two, learn how to cook, and then come back.
I'm all right as long as we can stop by that produce booth. I do like fresh produce.
Yeah, that's true. 2 new direct flights are available through the Springfield Airport. Allegiant has launched seasonal nonstop service to Gulf Shores, Alabama, twice a week through November. American Airlines also started a new Saturday-only nonstop flight to Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. We love to go to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Great area. We like
Never
to go in
been
the
to Gulf
summertime.
Shores, Alabama, actually. I hear great things about it, though. So,
yeah. Okay, Missouri State baseball headed back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2022. Congratulations to the Bears. They earned an at-large bid as the number 3 seed in the Lawrence, Kansas regional and will face their rival, Arkansas, on Friday evening. That'll be a good one. Missouri State and Arkansas have some epic games every year. This year was no exception. They split 2 games during the regular season, including a 15-14 Bears win in Springfield.
Nice.
That's a lot of offense in college baseball. The Bears entered the tournament with the 34-19 record. So go Bears. We'll see what happens. And in Major League Baseball up in Kansas City, catcher Salvador Perez made history last night against the Yankees. Perez hit his 136th career home run at Kauffman Stadium, tying Royals legend George Brett for the most homers ever hit at Kauffman. The Memorial Day blast also moved Perez within 5 home runs of Brett's overall franchise record. And, of course, George Brett is a Hall of Famer, so that is looking good for Salvador Perez.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right. We were in Guatemala for the week. We were at a children's home there called the James Project. You should look it up, jamesproject.org. And, man, it was an incredible place, very special place, helping kids who really are experiencing some very much difficulty in their lives on a daily basis.
Based on the book of James, where it says care for the orphans and widows in their distress. And what we found out is that the lady and man, the couple that runs it or who runs it, they are from Ozark.
They are. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. A small world after all.
It is
And
a
they've been there
small
for
world.
a couple decades, but they actually are from here, which is just cool, you know? It was incredible. We met a lot of kids and we played a lot of soccer. And I taught a couple of the girls how to swim. So that was exciting. And just loved on orphans and widows and pastors' wives and the whole nine.
Yeah, it was a great experience. We took a group of college students and their first mission trip for most of them. So it was really a powerful experience for them and for us as well, because mission trip is always a powerful experience. But to see young kids who want to do that sort of thing, maybe with their lives, it's a ministry of some sort, to see them engaging and affected by it, and just they get to see the world for the first time. It was a really awesome experience. We're glad we got to do it, and sorry we missed out on Around the Ozarks, but we have caught up on everything that's been going on since we've been gone. The Hotel of Terror stuff happened. I saw that.
Yeah, I know.
They struck a deal, so there's a lot that happened, but we're back now to cover it from now on.
Right. And one more small world moment, other than finding out the couple who runs the place is from Ozark. The man, the husband, is friends with the owner of Around the Ozarks, the Midwest Family Radio. He's the general manager. So that was wild too.
Yep.
You know,
they grew up on the same street.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
he's like, oh, Around the Ozarks. Yeah, I've heard of that. That's your podcast. Oh, yeah. So the guy who runs that is actually my childhood neighbor. What in the world? So anyway, it was just kind of cool.
So the podcast, there are at least two people who watch the podcast in Guatemala every day.
Isn't that fun? How about
Didn't see that coming.
I didn't. Maybe we need to do news from Guatemala, figure out what's happening in the world. And but yeah, check out their organization. It is remarkable. It is, again, jamesproject.org. jamesproject.org. So very cool.
All right, short week, and we're happy about that.
Yeah.
We will, I'm sure you are as well. We will see you right back here on tomorrow, which is Wednesday.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, brought to you by Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, Taylor Gruba Chevrolet, and Godfather's Pizza. Here is your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. You are listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. I sure hope you had a great long weekend and an enjoyable Memorial Day weekend. It was pretty nice here around the Ozarks. It certainly felt like summer at times. I know the pools were busy, the lakes were crowded, and we are going to continue to see some summer-like temperatures in the forecast today as we begin the new work week. Numbers this morning are comfortable. We're starting out in the lower 60s, upper 50s for some, and temperatures are going to be warming up through the day. Once again today, I think we'll be near 80 degrees, upper 70s, low 80s is what we can expect. But the other thing that happens in the forecast today is that the weather pattern begins to get a little bit unsettled once again. We've got cloudy skies early this morning with mild temperatures in place, upper 50s and low 60s. And we are going to see numbers back to near 80 degrees by this afternoon. Things are pretty active across the country. It was a wet holiday weekend over the East Coast. Lots of showers there. It's still very unsettled for the midsection of the country. And in portions of Texas, we are talking about torrential rain and thunderstorm chances again, with some severe weather for portions of central Texas. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, well, they begin to appear again in our forecast today and continue pretty much every other day this week. So today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, looks like a good chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Timing some of these little waves is going to be really difficult this week because it's not like they're all coming with one big front. What we're seeing is just kind of an overall unsettled pattern. And there are some disturbances that will be rolling through the Ozarks. timing those exactly is going to be a little bit tricky later on this week. But today, I think the best chance for rain comes this afternoon into this evening, and there could be some locally heavy downpours with some of that too. Temperatures will be near 80 degrees for a couple of days, though. So despite the rain chances, we're not really going to cool down too much. Numbers staying very comfortable here in the extended forecast. Most of the rain showers that I'm expecting today will be along and just south of I-44. So temperatures where it rains may be a little bit cooler, limited to the upper 70s. Northern counties actually that don't get as much of the rain chance may see temperatures climb into the low 80s and end up being a little bit warmer. I think we're all in the low 80s on Wednesday. We're kind of teetering that line again on Thursday. And then by Friday, you'll notice a cool down with highs back into the low 70s, but showers and thunderstorms continue as we head closer to the end of the work week forecast too, with chances in there for both Thursday and Friday. Around the country, it's the severe thunderstorms for parts of the southern plains making headlines today, as well as rain for the Northwest and the Intermountain West. That will carry over into tomorrow. We've also got kind of typical summertime temperatures for much of the country today, so you're not going to hear about any major twists or turns in the extended forecast in terms of high or low temperature across the country. All right, it's time for that Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. And the question that I had for you yesterday was this: Memorial Day was originally known by what name when it was first widely observed in 1868 following the American Civil War? The options that I gave you were A, Remembrance Day, B, Decoration Day, C, Veterans Day, or D, Armistice Day. And the answer is B. I thought it was Remembrance Day, but it's actually Decoration Day. The original name came from the early tradition of decorating the graves of fallen Civil War soldiers with flowers, wreaths, and flags. When it started, it was first widely observed nationally on May 30th, as proclaimed by General John A. Logan of the Grand Army of the Republic. But following World War I and World War II, the day was expanded to honor all U.S. military personnel who died in any American conflict, and the name gradually shifted to Memorial Day. So now you know. Congrats if Decoration Day was your guess. All right, here's the next trivia question for you. The month of May is named after which Roman goddess? Do you think it is A, Juno, B, Venus, C, Maya, or D, Minerva? The month of May, which Roman goddess is it named after? You can let me know your guess at the website. It's aroundtheozarks.com. I want to thank you for listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather this morning with me here. I sure appreciate you being here, and I appreciate our sponsors, Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, the Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet, and Godfather's Pizza. Have a great one. I'll be back to chat early tomorrow.